In this video clip, we are going to discuss the demise of the Aral Sea. This is in Lesson Plan 5. The Aral Sea is a huge, shallow, saline body of water located in the deserts of Central Asia. The Soviet government decided in the 1960s to divert rivers so that they could irrigate the desert region surrounding the sea in order to favor agriculture rather than supply the Aral Sea basin. By 1980, just over 20 years later, Central Asia's production outputs reached 9 million tons, making it the world's fourth largest producer of cotton. Satellite images show that the water levels decreased rapidly over time. Diagrams show demise of the Aral Sea since 1960. As the Aral Sea's volume quickly dropped, the water turned toxic for fish, wildlife, and the human populations that depended on it. In some parts of the Aral Sea, the water is several times saltier than the sea water in the open ocean. Drainage from salinized areas can increase the concentration of salts in streams, rivers, and wetlands, which negatively affect biodiversity and aquatic organisms. The Aral Sea commercial fishing industry ceased to exist since most of the native organisms died out. The diversion of river water also resulted in widespread lowering of groundwater levels. The receding sea affected the local climate. The exposed seabed has become a dust bowl from which tons of saline material is deposited on surrounding areas. The dust contaminates agricultural land and may have negative impacts on human health. In order to prepare fields for cultivation, which are mostly desert lands, farmers must first leach or rinse them, which brings salty minerals to the surface. The irrigated cropland has also been subject to salinization and waterlogging due to poor management. As a result of the increased soil salinity, cotton harvest began to diminish. Drainage water from the irrigation schemes also contain high salinity and high concentrations of fertilizer and pesticide residues. Toxic salts now rain down hundreds of kilometers from the Aral Basin and have been found as far as Georgia, the Himalayan peaks, and in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The shrinking Aral Sea has also affected the continental climate of Central Asia. Without the moderating influence of a large body of water, the seasons have become more extreme. Regional climate changes took place. The climate has warmer summers and cooler winters, later spring frosts, and earlier autumn frosts. There has been a decrease in humidity and a shorter growing season. The Aral Sea tragedy is regarded as the most extreme example of human-induced environmental degradation in the modern era. It is also an example of the dangers of an extreme technocentric approach to the environment.